Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get that bag live. Options market mastery. We're going to dive deep into the SPY. We are going to talk about Tesla, and we're obviously going to look at NVIDIA. Starting with Tesla, looking like a breakout is imminent. Very, very strong price action on the monthly. We are hanging right here in the middle of no man's land, just waiting to see if we get that upside. We tested 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the past 5 months, which is an extremely optimistic sign for the bulls. I think that there's going to be a phenomenal options trade emerging here on this chart. So we're going to zoom in and get a little bit of a closer look. For those of you that missed last week, we recapped our final Truths from Millionaire Trader. If you guys haven't seen those, you absolutely got to check them out. They're on our Facebook page. It's static. You need to look at them. They are the 8 rules to live by if you want to be good at this in the long term. They're the rules that I've lived by, which have helped me reach the goal that I had of making $1 million doing this thing that we are all doing together. To live a life that's a little bit freer, a little bit happier, and a little bit more fun. So we are going to go through this chart. We're going to look at the SPY. We are going to talk SPY options trading. We are going to come up with both our bullish and our bearish options trade for the SPY. You will walk away knowing the exact strike, the exact contract, and the exact price action you need to see for that to be in effect. We're going to talk about this Tesla chart right here. We're going to be crafting a long-term options trade, and then we're going to wrap up with a fun game of Smash or Pass. As you know and love, where you post the ticker you want me to look at. We look at to see whether or not the chart's ready to go long, and we smash it or we pass it. I mean, it's as simple as that. Take a quick slam of this coffee, and we'll get rolling. So start thinking of those tickers right now. Put them in the back of your mind. Thinking about which ones that you like and which ones you want to look at. We are going to put the link at the bottom if you haven't created your free account to get the watch list and everything else. You are missing out big time. We had a couple of trades from that watch list this week that absolutely crushed, and we are sending those out every Sunday. Check your spam folder in case you don't got it. Make sure you add us to your contact list so you get it every single time. So getting into it, Landon, what's up, baby? Pookie, Michael, the Sergeant, how you living? And hit the thumbs up if you want to support us and boost the algo, or don't. It's up to you. Your choice. Dealer's choice. So start thinking of those charts, which ones you want to look at. Thank you, Jay Money. Jay Wag. If you guys are in the Discord already, drop your username so I know who's here and who to give some free stuff to when we do a giveaway and or raffle. If you are not in the Discord chat or the Facebook group, you are new to discovering us, please, please, please just drop the word new in the chat so we know you're there. We're going to be giving away probably $100 to $200 worth of free stuff on this stream to those of you that haven't been with us before, just so you can give it a shot, make some money, and change your life for the better. We're playing the long game here, not the short one. Although we do make short-term money, the objective is always long-term sustainable wealth that can build over time. If you are a father, if you are a friend, if you are someone that just wants to be a little bit richer than you were yesterday, this is the place to be, and I'm glad you made it here. You are home. Welcome. So let's talk about it. This Tesla chart here, unbelievable. I actually just saw today that insane video of Elon Musk, but let me see, a robots shooting Cybertruck. Yeah, this is crazy. We're gonna watch so you guys can see it. This is madness. Take a look at this.
Yeehaw.
Terrifying, these robots.
Your weapon, sir. Thank you,
terrifying.
Stewart. Fire in the hole.
This is the best part.
I'm alive. Awesome. Way to go. We did it, Stewart.
So there you have it. That was insanity. I don't know. That was wild. So Cybertruck release. We're here. I think Tesla's shareholders have been waiting for this moment for a very long time. It looks like the buying has been commencing at this level. Again, we talked about our lows of 203, 204 being a great opportunity to buy. As you can see in the past, buyers have scooped this up without question, and I believe that they will continue to do so. So this is definitely an area to watch above 205. Now we are trading pretty substantially above that point. We are trading above our next horizontal resistance. So again, for those of you who have been here before, you know I create these strategies using simple horizontal lines so that you know it's bullish over this line and it's bearish under this line once it intersects with those lines. So again, if we're at the bottom here, we're bullish until we hit it. If we're at the top, we're bearish until we either break out or we go back down to our support 230. So this chart right now looks like it is itching for an escape. You can see significant buying coming in here. This is the monthly chart, as you can see right up here. That means each of these bars is an entire month of price action. You want to look at the big picture, not the granular one, for the trade that's going to pay your mortgage for a few months, which is exactly what I'm looking for here. So as you can see, we do have the stocks buddy indicator running here. It indicated bearish right at the top. This 235. It went down to 104, so crushed it. And then it registered bullish again, breakout over 202. And it pushed as high as 299, so 50% return there on options. That was you could have seen a 2,000 to 4,000% return from there. But here we are now, strong bullish price action. We got some bullish engulfing happening here ever since this candle. We cleared back down to find support at 193, and now we're holding stable above 230. I think that we realistically need to wait for this breakout. Again, these are descending trends. This is our descending resistance. For those of you that have stocks buddy, you can also just draw along these lines and get the bigger picture on resistance, which this would be the next obstacle for resistance there, which gives you the opportunity to take a pretty substantial trade. If we break over 245, you've got room to go to 260. Nice $20 move in options can be as big as a 200% return, so nothing to sniff at. For those of you that are not using it, this is like a cheat code for the stock market. It tells you a trend, tells you when to take profit, tells you when it's time to buy. It's unreal. So here's our long-term price action on Tesla. We got one trend line drawn down here, and that was based off of the trend channel from 2019 all the way through the lows of January of this year, and that is our bottom dollar support. We are trading well above there. We are consolidating nicely for a breakout. I am going to outline this trade when it is time in the Discord. If you do not have access, make sure you follow that link at the bottom of the screen. Create your free account to get access to all the free stuff. And then if you want the premium alerts where we walk through exactly what contract we're trading, what our target is, how much money we're looking to make, and giving you updates on the play, then that's where you get that. So this play will be posted in Discord when it's time. I just wanted to walk through this chart and tell you what I was looking at so you guys had an idea. So let me ask you this. Where do you think we will close this next monthly candle? What is your guess on that price target? We're going to throw something in the fire here. I say we do some merch giveaway. Mike, if you could just keep track of who we select to win, we'll give away a free t-shirt here to whoever is correct. So the question is, the closest without going over will be victorious. Where is this candle going to close? This monthly candle for December. At what price do you think it will close? Again, so we get up or down. Do you think it's going to close at 254? Do you think it's going to close at 214? Where do you think it's going to close? Everybody guess down to the cent, so that way we have a tiebreaker in case we need it. But we're going to be giving away some free trading gear. Yeah, you put yourself in that situation. You absolutely did. So let's see your guesses. Where does Tesla close at the end of this month? Where is this monthly candle going to close? I will stand by for your response. I'm excited to see your guys' guesses, honestly. Okay, BebNet 248.67. So that would put us right about here. I like that. I could see that. Cool's guess is 269.69. There you go, man. 69.420. Get it in. No, Duco, you got to give an exact guess. You can't do that. That'd be a great guess. No, I guess without going over. But I would agree with you, somewhere within that range is extremely likely. Dan McDonough, 307. Dan is optimistic. Dan's putting us right here. Dan is expecting some upside. I like that. I like the chutzpah on this guy. Any more guesses? Bert Hoffman, guess of 246.14. I like that guess. Mike Porter, 271.94. It's putting us like right around here. $255. Keep them coming. I'll put the guesses on the screen here. Again, if you missed it, we are doing a giveaway. Whoever is closest to this cent without going over on the close of Tesla stock price at the end of this month will win. Oh, we got 269.69. We've got that guess that doesn't count. Dan McDonough, 307 even. Bert, 246.614. Mike, 271.94. The Stick Man, what's up, baby? 255. Joshua's guess, 262.34. Ooh, that's a crispy guess. Oh, that's a Bert says Adam will have them divide by the number of suggestions. I don't think that number would be very close. I think we only had the 20-something people are watching us right now. I think only like 5 or 6. No, it's like maybe 10 of you answered. So who can guess the monthly close on Tesla's chart? Guess without going over. Who can guess it? It's the end of the monthly candle, Mike. So after hours, all that doesn't matter. It's the end of the monthly candle. And if you could drop the YouTube link in options chat, because I know you a lot of them hang out there, and just do the add everyone in options chat and stock chat, Mike. Just a girl in a world, 261 even. Good guess as well. Any more guesses? Jose Montoya, 266.30. Damn it. That sucks because Pookie, now Mr. Strategy kicks in here. Remember, it's the closest without going over, so he's trying to undercut you all. So somebody else needs to guess like 190 to undercut him, because it's unlikely it goes lower than that. I don't hate that 180 guess. In a bearish scenario, you might not be wrong. Again, the game is who can guess the monthly close price of Tesla stock, this monthly candle. Where will it close? Closest without going over wins the prize. I don't think you mean to be Pookie, but you are that cunning, my friend, which is why I love you. And again, if you are new to this stream, if you have not been with us before, please just type new in the chat. We have some free stuff we're going to give you to the tune of $100 value. So type new in the chat if you're new and you're not in the Discord or taking the trade alerts. Dagax says 277.82. Now that's a bull if I've seen one. And I think I know why you guessed it. That's a good guess. It's a good guess. I don't want no, you don't want Poogie, right? You don't want to see it down that low. Because if we go down to the 180s, then we're definitely going to scrape the barrel at 130s. I mean, it's a great buying opportunity, but I would like to have a big boy options trade coming out of this. All right. Just a girl you and Jose kind of screwed me because so did Duco, because that was going to be my guess against Josh too, 262. So I'm going to go with my guess will be 264.99. That will be my guess. Snowflake 228.93. All right, so our guesses are in. We'll have to refer back to the stream. So, Mike, in 1 month's time on our stream, when this month closes, the first stream after this monthly candle closes, everybody make sure you set your calendar to come back so you can see if you won. If you're not here, you ain't getting a prize. So make sure you're here. And hit that thumbs up. Boost that algo for us. Come on now. So there you have it. That's our Tesla game. Let's see how this pans out. Dun. Oh, that'd be awesome if I win. Oh, I would love that. For the sport of it all, and also for a T-shirt. So, maybe we'll do the hat. The hats are crisp. So that's Tesla. All right, let's make a SPY options trade. Let's do it. Let's talk SPY options. Let's make a SPY options trade. This monthly chart is a bit ridiculous, if you ask me. Unbelievable strength. You can see huge demand zone swelling here, 413 to 452. We're gonna have to go a little more. I had too many zones drawn here. Then I have zones within zones because we were day trading. Okay. We'd have some buying end of day, but it wasn't enough. Even the buying today was sell side, as you can see there. Let's delete these. It's from our live trading stream every Friday. For those of you in the Discord, you've been enjoying that. All right. So this is our SPY chart, and right now we do have some bears in control right now. I like this for short term, obviously short term. So I think what we are going to do is we are going to look for yet another rejection tomorrow when we open. So let's draw this out for you. So we're going to start with our bearish scenario because I think that's the most likely to occur. We are probably, I would say, most likely going to experience some more downside till 455 or so. A little midday upside. We'll test this resistance here. If we fail to break this resistance right here, then we are going to take a bearish options trade aiming for probably about 454 and change. So looking for a $2 move. So we are going to scoot through the options chain here to look through. We get it pulled up. Let's get you to the options chain. Options chain. Let's see. How do we open up today? Oh, yeah, it was a week. Push to 459, came back down. Okay. So let's get this open. We're looking at the SPY options chain here. We're going to give ourselves, as we always should, at least 2 weeks, shooting for 3. Let's look for expiry right before Christmas. Go to the put side. So we were talking about for just south of 455. Those are expensive, but so we will look at this 455 put. Again, this will be cheaper because what we're going to do is we are going to watch for a little bit of a downturn in the morning, maybe 455 and a half. Push to 456.80. What we would expect to see is bump our heads here. So we go bearish. We can't break resistance once we get the confirmation. I would use the 30-minute candle or the 15-minute candle for that. 15 will give you a good picture, but 30-minute will give you a pretty strong direction. If it fails, we're going to trade the downside to just below 455. If it continues, we could go, I think, as low as 454 and test these lows right here. So this is kind of where we'd expect it to go if we get those puts. Actually, let me right about here. This would be our target zone where we would look to take profit and make some good money right here. Now, that's our bearish scenario. Let's take a look at what happens when the bulls win, and just in case for, I'll type it out for you. So those 12/22 expirations, that gives you more than enough time. So here's what we'd be looking for, our bear scenario, as we just outlined. If you just joined us, go back and watch the last 3 minutes of the stream to understand what we're talking about. Let's look at our bullish scenario now. Again, less likely and eerily similar to what we just described. I think we would come no lower than about 455.5. Trade there probably through lunch, and then if we see the push up, remember we got to break this 456 and change, test support, and then push back up. And I'll be looking at probably 457 right here, complete that nice little head and shoulders. Right there at about 457 and 3/4. So going back to the options chain here, we'd be looking at calls. I would like the same expiration, but we'd be going 457 would be safe. 458 is a little more ambitious, but the delta here is very strong, so keep that in mind. Delta's catered to the upside, but again, we're closer to the money there. So we'd be looking at this contract, that 458 call. Post that in the chat. So that's our bullish scenario. To go back to the chart. After seeing the bulls wash the bears out there, that's the only inkling. And then obviously this price action that tells us that we should see upside, or could see upside, excuse me. And that's why I like 458. So we'd be trading right against that resistance that we outlined on the 29th of November. So end of last month, we saw that same resistance hitting, which means that it's very likely to maintain as resistance here. Now, we did close right below there before, so that's what I would expect to see there. So again, the bullish scenario is as such. We come down, we test and consolidate just above 455.5. Midday, after lunch, we start to push through, and then we might see a little end of day jaunt to about 457.5. Now, again, the opportunity to buy these calls carries a lot more risk than the put scenario, right? Because the put scenario, we're buying effectively the bottom on the puts, right? And then our stop loss is very simple and well defined. If we break up, so in the bearish scenario, as we discussed, if we break up here and we test and confirm above here, we go bull, and then we trade that 458. But we're buying right here, so that we're ideally buying the confirmation. But those of you that get a little antsy and buy a little early, you know to cut your bait if we get that confirmation candle in the 15 and 30 minute above 456 and 81. So if we push up and test support and hold there, kill those puts. But the best part is you will be at a very, very, very small loss. That's the beauty of this. You're taking it at the bottom, and then you would only make money as we go down in that bearish scenario. So that's a good deal. On the bullish scenario, it's a little dicier, right? We're consolidating down here, and I would say that is an opportunity, right? So we look at like 455.5. Buying this consolidation, but setting a tight stop. So I guess it's still fixed risk and very controllable. I just think we could see a little more. It's not as clear cut in the bullish scenario, but nevertheless, I would say the stop would be if we can't hold 455.18 and we test a new low, get out. Minimal losses, obviously, but you make money all the way up. Be prepared to sell when we hit resistance, because we might go up and then come down. But if it breaks out, you could ride this into tomorrow, into the day after, so Wednesday, and see a nice profit as those go in the money. So that's something to look forward to. That's our bullish and bearish scenarios. I hope that I broke this down eloquently enough. Please ask right now, do you have any questions about this trade before we move on? Any questions about the SPY bullish or bearish scenario before we move on? I'll give you a second to think about it. All right. Any questions? I'm going to take that as a no. You guys are good to go. Nothing to talk about there. All right, let's move on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, yes, absolutely. So let's do that. So going back to the options chain here, the question was how to make it more affordable of a debit spread so you don't over allocate if you're on a small account. Absolutely. So remember, let's talk about the bear scenario first. We're looking at puts. We're looking at the 455 put. Let's close these so we're not confused. We are targeting the 455 put. So here's exactly how you'd put in that order. The buy, very straightforward. Add it right there. The sell, I would say to maximize your return. So I would say that the safest to go that I think would still be profitable and worth doing would be buying a put that you don't believe will push in the money at all. Because say we rip down, right? Say you buy the 455 and you sell the 454, and we rip down and we see sub 455, the price goes below that. All of a sudden, this contract's going to dramatically increase in value. What you want is you want the long leg, this one, to be in the money, and the short leg to be out of the money, which means it won't gain value as quickly, which means it won't eat away at your gains, but it still protects your risk. So I would say for this one, if you're looking at an account under a couple grand, I would say you buy the 455 and you sell the 452, which brings you to about 118 bucks on the total cost. If that's still too rich for your blood, the 453 is not a terrible idea. That puts the cost to $80 per contract. I do believe you need certain options permissions in order to do this. So you'll have to check with your brokerage to see if you have the ability to create these kind of orders, but hopefully you do. I do think that 455 long, 453 short isn't terrible. The idea is the one that you're long on, you're holding for value to go up, has a better chance to be in the money than the one that you're short on, you're hoping the value goes down. So that's what I would do on that one. On the long call, on the calls in the bullish scenario, let's take a look here. We talked about the 458 call, so we'd be long that one. And then looking for short. Oh, you got some nice delta arbitrage there. So it looks like nobody's putting their money on weirdly, there's more time decay on this 458 than there is on this 460. That's very odd. All right. I could live with that. So we would sell the 460, we'd buy the 458, sell the 460. That puts you at about 90 bucks. Would you say at that price point, like what price would you like to get this down to? There you go, Snowflake. We lived and we learned thanks to a quality question. So Duco, that's a pretty standard protocol to buy the strike directly above or below. It's not, that's kind of like it's just creating like your run of the mill debit spread. but I would definitely consider looking at it from the perspective we just shared, where you want to be slightly out of the money on the short, where you don't think it's going to get to, because that contract will be they're directly correlated, right? So as this gains, which means you're losing money here while you're making money here. The idea is you want to make a significantly greater amount here than you would here. And by selecting a strike that is less likely to hit, your long goes up and gains, your short gains, but not nearly as much. Because again, once the long is in the money, that delta ramps up and that thing's going to just boom. And with a strong delta of already a 0.5, that's a decent contract to look at. So, all right, that was the goal. Yeah, 80 to 120. So we got it. That these are both sub $100. So, yeah, I think those are good. I'm happy with those. Is everybody happy with those? Does everybody understand the logic behind the trail? And make sure you understand what we're doing as much as you understand, or why we're doing it as much as you understand what we're doing. Are there any other questions on that trade or any other questions like that? I think that was a great question. All right, I'll take that as a yes. Yes. So that's another good question. We'll go back to the chart. How do you see SPY playing out long term? Well, that's a great question. So right now we are trading up. So if we're looking at the hourly here, right, we have a few interesting things to look at. Gap up here, gap up here, gap up here. A little teeny gap down, and then another one here, and then a gaping one here on the gap down. I like to think that what comes up will come down, and I like to also look at how you see. Wait, hold on a second. Let me make sure this is weird. I'm not on my chart. I hate when it does this. There. So as you can see outlined, these are kind of our key watch price levels right now. 450, you can't see it, so let me get there. 450, 456.82, and then 461. When we pushed up, the move looked pretty strong to 461 till we bumped our heads here. So what we can see right now, looking at this price action, remember, you're just taking a gander and you're seeing if it makes sense and trying to find correlating points that will tell you a story, right? You have to assemble the story. You can't just make a quick inference and just go with it. You need to find evidence to back up your claim. So, for instance, when I say that 456.82 is a critical price level that is an important support and resistance, I go look at the data to make sure that I'm correct in assuming that, right? So we can see here, it was resistance, it broke, and then we saw a breakout, which means that buyers were just waiting for us to break that before they came to the party. And then on the way down, sellers were waiting for that to break before they flushed the party down the toilet to 455. So we bashed our heads here. Resistance, little mini fake out, breakout, same thing again. And not in the glove box, a little white thing. Okay. All right, never mind. Thank you. And then once we broke out here, and then obviously sellers came down, and that 458.35 became pivotal. But once we hit that 456.82, we flushed again all the way down to 454. So where do we see SPY long term? Well, we have 3 concurrent lows, all of which are higher than the previous one. I often like to see that when we see this expanded volatility. So look, we consolidated quite a bit for a little while. If we look back over maybe 2 weeks, now we're starting to see that expression, violent expression. This goes bearish, but the buyers washed it out. Question is, how strong were they? So again, another reason I like stocks, buddy, is it recolors the candles based on the tape. So even though it's a green candle, it flashes red because it's still stronger on the sell side. So if you want to read price action more easily and efficiently. Again, another reason to buy this cheat code indicator. So long term, I think that it's correct in assuming that's resistance. Let's go to the daily. But we have washed out right here quite a bit. You know, if we're going to push to if we're going to push to new heights, this candle should have closed out. This daily should have closed out and pushed up. Instead, we floated down. Now we're still green, but I think that if you take, again, the reason I don't know, I just love using this indicator is because it'll show you these are all stronger to the buy side. You see how these are red and then they flash green, which is showing you these are still stronger to the buy side, even though there were sellers there. This is going to be our kind of like, this is going to be our Normandy Beach for right now. Right around 456.82, and you can see why. Buyers couldn't hold above, buyers couldn't cross above. Once we did, it exploded, and then once again we exploded, but buyers got pushed back down below this level. If they can't hold this level, we're not going anywhere to the upside. We're just heading back down to the 450s. If we can break above it, then again, these are the price levels that I expect it to climb to. You can take options trades and nail each of these price targets with eventually ending at 461. Bigger picture, we had our highs back here. We want to see a retest of those highs. Above 462, we want to see us push to 470 plus. Again, that's my target for next March. We're already like on the way. I posted that as a premium only options trade. If you want to know the buy and the sell, exactly when we're doing it and why we're doing it, you can get access to that through the website. But that's where we posted that alert. We were buying down here. Our bottom dollar on SPY was around 409. We nailed it. It went as low as like 408 and something, or 409, low 409s, but we crushed it. We were buying. Boom. We're up 40, 50% already on those leaps. Huge trade, easy money, easy to see coming. That one's already paying off, and I expect it to continue to as we see buyers continue to come to the party. Again, now let's go to the monthly. You want more time, not less. Look at that strength right there. From 418 carried us all the way to 456. Volume wasn't anything to write home about, but still a very strong candle nonetheless. So when we see strength like that in any chart, it's suffice to say that you have to pay attention to it. To ignore it would be ignorant. So I think that going forward, anything like this that we see is going to be indicative of upside. The monthly is hanging out in a tight range right now. Once we expand upwards, we want to see this above again, 461 and change, and then retest 470. That's where I see us going unless something changes. So if we can't find a new high here and push above 460, then we're probably going to head to the downside and test the trend line again. Again, we have a long-term trend line right here. The pivot point to keep a very close eye on was right around here in 2016. Off the bottoms, and then again we had lows back in November of 18, and then obviously April of 2020. That would be our long-term trend support, pushing to there, so a lot more downside. Shorter term, from COVID lows to our October lows of last year. This is our current trend line support. As you can see, we're just above it. We boomed just above it. And that's where I can see us coming back to. So that's what I expect for SPY long term. So it's time for a little smash or pass. I want you to drop your tickers in the chat. Just comment one ticker per comment, but feel free to drop a few. I want you to just drop the ticker. We're going to go through each stock chart that you guys asked for, and we will talk about whether or not it's ready to go long. I have to pee really quick, and I'll be right back. So you guys pop those on there, and then we'll get into it. center console or the glove box? Yeah, glove box. Hello. So, all right. Drop your tickers in the chat. Ooh, we already got quite a few good ones. I like this. I like this. I like this. So, let us start. We've got Coinbase. This one's seen some huge upside recently. Look at that chart. Look at that. Look at that curl. Look how delightful that is. Look at that curl. Now, personally, I love when you get that double baby bottom. My friend Neil from Benzinga, for any of you that remember that handsome gentleman, that was his setup. That's a great setup. But Coinbase right here, phenomenal trade. I did buy some long-term equity when we broke that right there, as indicated by the analysis I posted. And also my good friend Bitcoin Jay, who was on top of this one. The breakout over 78 was cake. It was money. That was also one of our 1,000% ROI options trades for those of you that are in the Discord and got that trade alert. That turned $100 into a lot of money. Went up 1,000%. So I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna cut right to it. Cut to the chase. This one's easy. This one's an all-day smash. I mean, if you look at this monthly chart, it's just glorious. So Stocks Buddy has to say, Stocks Buddy agrees. Bullish 73. So the Stocks Buddy alert's already up almost 100%. For those of you that are using the indicator, congratulations. That was an easy one. You got it in the Discord and you got it with the indicator. It's like, oh my God, how do you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Going to the 1 day here, we also have the same thing. Do we have sell side come in here? Pretty strong. But if you look at that volume overall, boom, buyers for the win. They were buying this. Institutions were buying this consolidation. So was I. I think that is a brilliant play. I think that this is primed to go. They're just going to be the leader in the crypto space for mass scale adoption. I don't see any other option than them, especially with all these other exchanges going down. They're just gobbling up market share and or holding. So like, let's say you had your crypto spread out, you're going to consolidate, and they're going to be the Chase Bank, if you will, in my opinion, of crypto. I don't know if that's a chart or you're just saying it, but we're going to look it up. Nextra Energy. Let's see the weekly here. Let's just use Stocks Buddy for a confirm instead of a trigger. So I'm going to disagree with stocks. Nope, until it breaks over that. So unfortunately, this is going to be a pass. But here's the thing. If it can break out and hold over this right here, I think that this one might be a pretty good deal. You've got some longer term trending resistance right here. You can see that the buyers have really struggled to break above right here. So that's going to be your fight right there. So if it breaks above this line, that's a good opportunity to go long, keep a stop in place. And then once you break here, you really do have opportunity for upside. So let's say it consolidates and tests here, and then it breaks out. I think this thing goes high as mid 70s, maybe low 80s. So this one, unfortunately, is going to be a pass, but say pass for now. Pass for now. Call me when you get better. This is worth a watch list spot, in my opinion. LNZA. Oof. I'm going to give you a hard pass on this one just right off the rip. This looks like pump and dump. This one is caution, buyer beware. Let's see the stocks. Buddy agrees, and yes, bearish. Wow, that was a great short. Congratulations, stocks, buddy. Nailed that at $8. Shorted it down to below 4. So congratulations, buddy. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. CVNA. And Mike, if you, I don't know if those tickers in the very beginning were meant for smash or pass, but if you want to drop those again here, so bump them in the thread. God, we nailed Carvana. We just nailed it. For those of you that have been a faithful viewer of this stream, you benefited from that trade. Congratulations if you did. Remember, we were talking about that breakout over $11. So right here, we gave that alert right there, and this thing ran from $11 to 55 as a 500% banger on this stream. Boom. Mike, we need to timestamp that. Put that out in a video, a little hype video, promo video, because that was a great trade. We are back bullish on the gap up on the weekly to look at the monthly. Sorry, not 3 months. Look at the monthly. Very strong monthly. This thing definitely has upside. It's going to really struggle, I think, we're in the mid-50s because sellers really piled in there, but buyers did carry the water all the way to the mid-40s. Unfortunately, right now, I'd say the opportunity to go long here has since passed until we hit this next zone above 43. So for right now, this one's going to be a pass and play. Tell you right now, some light text and keep the option open. And let's see if our what our dear friend the Bud says. I think on the monthly he's a bull. Yeah, but also bullish, almost same trend. I mean, did I beat stocks buddy? Yes, but breakout over 11 something. Stocks buddy didn't even get it till 1350. So, you win some, you lose some. Anyway, take profit 58, indicated support low 20s. So that's like a 50% decrease from here. So I'd say the time has passed on that trade. Entry was given, on the daily, even entry was posted at 28. Stocks, but he did nail this one at 28. And then this range was easy. Again, that's why we outline these. It's 2 horizontal lines, guys. If you would follow this strategy, you would have bought here, breakout over 28, and it went to 57. So you made almost 100% return. You would have went short when we came down below 34, and you would have made $10 a share short. So that's a huge return. Then you would have went long again, breaking up. You would have taken it to 34. There's another 20, 30%. Then short, 20, 30%. Long, 20, 30%. Short and long, 60%. Like, so look how many trades came out of that from one strategy with 2 lines. Unbelievable. So, yeah, that's that. Moving on. Let's go American Airlines. Interesting. American Airlines chart here. Oh, wait, we're not supposed to look at it first. I got to turn it off when we switch stickers. Huge. The bulls have come to party, it looks. It appears. The bulls were on parade. Look at that volume. So you're getting a lot of buying. I wonder how much institutional buying this is. To me, that was a steal, buying off these consolidated lows like here, 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 here. That's where institutions accumulate. Let's go to the monthly. Got to shrink that down a little bit. Zoom in a touch. I'm liking this curl, but I don't like this new low in the monthly, 1108. This is a great consolidation area. Ooh, it's a little bit of risk, but that would be worth the juice would be worth the squeeze here on a long-term position. So long as, yeah, I could live with that. I mean, the upside here is pretty significant, and it's boomed off of this support in the past. So we're gonna look at these as our two relative lows here, guys. There's one, here's two. We're gonna discount that. Relative low 1, relative low 2, and then realistically you want to see relative low 3 happen right around 13.15. So it comes up, maybe pushes a little bit, comes down low. You want to see that relative low number 3 come in above this one. So like this, greater than, greater than. This one should be higher than this one should be higher than this one, and this one should be higher than this one. Right? Which it is. So this will be our 0 point. That makes sense. So this is less than this is less than this, and this is less than this. You want to just continue going up, all right? Ooh, we might need to throw this in rest and retire. So I'm going to make a note here. I made a note. All right. That's American Airlines. Josh, take a look at the Discord, buddy. I think we're gonna create a trade here. Post it after the stream for all you premium folks. I don't like the word folks. I think it's just, I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. I don't like it. Thoughts, opinions? Who likes that word? Anybody? I typed in Tina, but you said Etsy. I just feel like it's just bullshit. Oh, you good folks here. I think it's just a political term. Maybe that's why I don't like it, but not a fan. Just so you know. In case you needed to know where I stood politically on the word folks, now you do. Etsy's chart is not abysmal. Looking at that same strategy, but violated it. So look at what we just looked at. We just talked about a simple trend. Like this is investing 101. This is technical analysis 001. It's just something, it's a fundamental deal. You have to know this. It's so simple. Everyone should know this. So if you look here, what we need to see is this needs to be greater than this, and this needs to be, oh, it's not, right? So that's a problem. This low is lower than this one. So we haven't created like our 0 point low, if you will. That's a great name for a strategy. We should discuss that as a reversal strategy. I do like that. The 0 point low. That's very interesting. So right now, this would be our 0 point low, right? Meaning this is like our origin point. You can buy and go long here if you're willing to take the risk that we are going to just reverse and then you scoop the absolute bottom. The problem is you're taking exponentially more risk because we haven't priced in a relative low with a new relatively higher low. So you haven't even begun the conversation of reversal yet. It's like you're courting, right? You just matched on Tinder. You're not there yet, right? You haven't had any conversation. You haven't set a date. It's a maybe. So this one, that's going to be a no for me, dog. Etsy's got some work to do. I love that Randy from American Idol meme. I just learned that's why people were always saying that, but I think it's fantastic. We did coin my man Tick. I don't know what. Oh, that's a specific contract. We'll look at KR Kroger. Ooh. I really thought this was going to be an optimistic chart, but it's downside. I think we're going to go beep, beep, beep. And we're going to end up somewhere around here. So unfortunately, let's say right now, that one's going to be a pass. We're just fading off here. Volume's descending. Nobody's even coming to hang out here anymore. You got these huge wicked red boys on no volume. That's no good for me. I think we're going to probably see downside the mid 30s. I also know, I don't know if it's Kroger that was involved in this, but I do believe Kroger or somebody was involved in like a mass acquisition that would create a monopoly. Government's really against it. It's a whole thing. So if that's what the case on this one, then I would definitely run for the hills. You don't want to be involved on that one. All right, we're gonna look at Nike. Ooh, looks like I already had this one charted and it already won. Why didn't I trade this? That's disappointing. So we're on the monthly here for Nike. I'm going to just go ahead and tell you, I've already charted this under. This one's going to get a hard smash from me because I've already analyzed it. Now let's see if Stocks Buddy agrees. Oh, look at that. Stocks Buddy agreed right on the money. Bullish signal given 110, already at 115 and cooking. Oh, no earnings yet. That's a risk. Are you going to trade that into earnings? That's a risk. But Nike's been strongly building their book of business. So that's this is one that I think definitely has some upside. So we need to, Mike, that's a top of the watch list deal. Which it was yours anyway, so that's good. ABT. Abbott. No, I keep forgetting to turn it off, but I do agree. We got a shelf right there that this thing is struggling with. So again, we just talked about the fundamental understanding every trader needs to have, which is like, okay, higher low, higher high. Oh, that's a breakout to the upside. Lower low, lower high. Oh, that's downside. So again, we got one low and then we got a new high, fake out, just kidding, new low. This thing is heading on a downward spiral. It must work on itself. I think we'll head probably to about $80 between you and I. And then we can talk about this. I mean, this thing's just boomed forever. So gone. Off the list. Derek Phillips, what's up, man? Let's look at run. Quick thank you. I know a lot of you guys are repeat offenders, repeat offenders here. You're always here every week. I just wanted to say I love you and appreciate you for you guys showing up every week. One of my favorite things to do is to do this with you guys and then see the results, like in the profit channel and the Discord, or just for the questions you ask on the stream, that I could tell that you guys have been paying attention and really diving into this stuff. I think it's phenomenal. So I just, we're not done. I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate you. You guys are the best. Cheers. Back to it. So we got the run chart up here, and it does not, it's not that appealing, but the buyers would say otherwise. Buyers say, hey, we like it here. You know, we like $10 plus. I wish we weren't at 14. I wish I would have scooped this around 11, because as you can see here, the trajectory from this support is pretty decent. Look at that run. Now, granted, that's 2020 funny money. Do not forget that. 2020 funny money branded in your head. That was fake money. Everything you saw from there from a technical perspective is like, it's worth noting, but it is not something I would hang my hat on. No, I will go back to the 2018 and say that we saw the same strength in this same area, same channel, if you will, from the 6s to about 16. However, that doesn't help us because we're already trading at 14, which means if we look at that channel, that puts us at about 16 here, which is no good. So I would say that from this low at 10, we have opportunity to 20. That's where we'll start to really bump our head against resistance. But we did a pretty significant buying come in. That volume has been relatively significant. until we break above, I would say $17 though, and then we hit 20. That's when our next trade will emerge. As you can see here, if we just, again, this horizontal range strategy is so simple. If you are older than 4 years old and you could draw 2 lines on something, you can use this strategy to make money every single week without fail. Trading stocks and options. It is that simple. The support line, your baseline, so you're drawing a ceiling and a floor. Again, it's all you're doing. Ceiling, floor, just like an apartment building. You stand on the floor, you hit your head on the ceiling. If you break through the ceiling and you climb up a story, you're now on the floor, right? Just to keep that simple. So we have opportunity from 10 to hit 20. Okay, great. This is going to be our major point of confluence that we need to pay attention to, because should we get confirmation above 20, we have a phenomenal long-term trade here, which I would argue has 30 to 50% upside. We've seen a lot of buying come in. Looking back to right here, look at that buying. Boom. On that gap up right before earnings, right after earnings, right after earnings. Earnings, green, earnings, buying, but then came down. A little bit of selling after earnings here. So let's look at the difference between these. 37 million off. Surprised the upside. Downside, revenue is off. So surprise beat to the upside. This thing could see some movement. Very strong buying as well, but in the mid 40s. So that's something to keep an eye on. They haven't posted many green earnings. Looks like it went green, red. But as you can see, when we saw continuity of the green, that was the upside. Notice that it happened before we got those 3 in a row. It started running already. Oftentimes, you'll see the move before the move is supposed to happen. Why is that? Because this whole thing is rigged. You just got to learn how to play the game. This horizontal range strategy is exactly how you do it. Here's a trade right here, all the way to $20. This was double your money. Double your money. You could have doubled your money 5, 6, 7, 8 times in a couple years. If you put 10 grand in this, you're beating the market by 90 times. So food for thought. It's kind of what we do. Sorry, I got to delete those guys. I'll just manually delete them. But I would say that unfortunately I'm torn on this one. It's like it's not a pass, but it's not a long here either. So I'll just put it this way. Ambivalent, but interested. Yes, we did already talk SPY. If you just scroll back to the beginning of the video, we went through our bearish and bullish scenarios and outlined what exact options trade we would take and why. Oh, Mary Krista, I love you very much. Thank you. Love getting quenched on a Monday. That's fantastic. That's the best comment I've seen all day. I'm just going to leave it up there. But I don't know. I can't stress it enough, guys. Stuff like this, it's one strategy. Not to go back to the same example, but I mean, it's kind of hard not to. For those of you that are trading options, I mean, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, let's make this a little thicker. Where was it? Oh, it was the 267. No, we did the, 267. But like, we talked about this. Look how many multiple 100% trades there were by simply just drawing 2 horizontal lines. This stuff is not complicated. It's just obfuscated. It's made to be misunderstood, right? Because if everyone understood how to do it, then there's fewer people to take advantage of, right? So we think of hedge funds and multi-$100 million accounts. If there's no schmuck to pass the bag to, there's no profit for them. They're incentivized to screw you. You call it us versus them because that's what it is. They are incentivized to screw you. So you can accept those terms, and no longer be willing to play the game, at which point then you transfer from bag holder to profiteer, right? You are making all the right trades by going long at the right opportunity, by going short at the right opportunity, taking profit at the right opportunity. And all you had to do is draw 2 horizontal lines to get it, right? So if we're thinking truly in the long term here, which wealth is the answer, but it's not built overnight. Kingdoms are not built overnight, but they can be built by the small, simple decisions you make every day. And if one of those decisions is to learn how to draw these 2 lines and use this one strategy that I've used to make a lot of money, you will be successful because it's simple and it's very difficult to mess up. It is simply a buy when we're at the bottom and a sell at the top. That's it. And just on Tesla alone, you started with $1,000. If you're trading options, you're swinging options, right? Say you put that $1,000 into one trade. You've turned it into 3, 4, 5,000 here. You go short, obviously. You've turned that 3, 4, 5,000 into 15,000. That 15,000 then becomes maybe 25K because you probably would have taken some profit on the way up. Then you wait because that's no man's land. You go long again here. That 25,000 probably becomes 50 to 75 because you're going to be up 2-3x if you're options trading this over a swing over a couple months. And then if you were still holding one and it runs to $400, you just turn that into a couple $100,000. So you started with $1,000 here. Starting with $1,000, I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. If you started with $1,000 right here, it is not unrealistic to think that by the time it hits $400 here and you're trading options, you would have a couple $100,000 in your account. Once again, to walk you through it very simply, 1,000 with the right option swing like that we generate in the premium alerts that you get through using tools like Stocks Buddy, you're looking at least 200-300% return here, right? So you turn that 1,000 right here into $3,000, 3,500. You go short here, puts, right? You get that same move. So that 3-4 grand turned into 10, 15,000. Trade this on the way up, you make 50%, 60%. Again, doesn't reach its full potential, but pretty damn close. You've turned this now into like 25, 30,000. Don't trade from here to here because that's no man's land. Go long again here. Again, options trading a swing. You've turned that 25, 30,000 from here to here into a couple $100,000. Easy, especially on this breakout, right? So you'd be selling on the way up. So let's say you took this options trade using this simple strategy. You bought here, you sell one here on the way up, you sell one here, sell one here, and you can open these as spreads to lower the cost. You've successfully covered your bases on this trade. You've gotten all your money back and profit, and then you hold one like I did for NVIDIA, right? Then we get an unprecedented breakout. All of a sudden, you now have a couple $100,000 on a couple of trades. That's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4 trades, turns $1,000 into 6 figures. Now, again, those are estimates, but in my experience of trading the options market, absolutely possible. Not even just possible, probable if you follow this, again, a very simple, straightforward strategy that is meant for a beginner to master in short time. Now, again, using the premium alerts, using tools like Stocks Buddy, that's your ticket to avoid, that's your market tuition. Instead of giving it to a market maker, give it to someone that'll invest in you and impart wisdom and knowledge so that you can be a better trader faster. That's the ticket. I never liked paying for stuff for anybody that's like read books that like obviously they're a little bit cringy now, but like the 48 Laws of Power, there's some gold in that book. And they talk about paying full price for things that are worth the value. There's a reason. There's a reason, like for instance, like with our trading education, over 10,000 people have used it at one point or another. I don't think you get 10,000 people to opt into some nonsense or a scam. It's just not how it works. There are suckers, but there aren't that many in a row. So I'll leave you with this. You got to figure out what works for you. This strategy has worked for me. Happy to teach it to you. I try my best to do so every week. You just got to have the tools and the right people in your corner to accomplish results that are far beyond your wildest understanding. You can accomplish so much more than you think you can. You just never had the right people around you that believed in you at the right time and could share their insight to get you there. That's the problem. It's not you. It's your surroundings and your mindset going into everything. Thank you for calling me Austin 316. if I drank, I would smash a beer right now and stand up and chug it like my man Stone Cold. But yeah, I love you guys. Have a wonderful week. Let's make some money. I'll see you guys Friday when we're trading, but I'll see the rest of you in the Discord. Stay blessed now. Bye-bye.